Oh, yes. All right, everyone. Today is the day, Trendy. Today is all about C. Allen favorite things. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Trendy.
Good morning, C. Allen. Good morning, everyone.
I tell you right now, do not turn that channel. I know you've been having an awesome news morning, but it's all about my favorite things. I want you to get that pen and paper ready, because today on the C. Allen Morning Show, I'm going to be giving away all of my favorite things today on the C. Allen Morning Show. You know, Trendy, we only have a couple of days before Christmas. And I tell you, I am just super duper excited. But, you know, let me just kind of let the listeners know. Thank you, Alonzo. Let me let the listeners know what we're going to be talking about next week before we start going into our favorite things. If you're just tuning in, this is the C. Allen Morning Show. It's all about beauty, fashion, entertainment, life skills. It is important for us. We do like to keep up with all of the trends, what's going on in the news. And, you know, there is a article that came out that talked about the wealth gap widens between whites and everyone else. If you go to our www.dcnews.com, you'll be able to WOLDCnews.com, you'll be able to see that article. But we want to talk about that because on next week I am discussing how to position yourself. Trendy and I have been working on this topic for quite some time. As African Americans especially, how do we position ourselves, especially now that we know that the gap has widened between how much white people make compared to us, and it is important that we position ourselves for greatness. And I think that that is one topic that one show that you definitely do not want to miss, and that's going to be next week. The wealth gap widens between whites and everyone else. That's the name of the topic, and that was the name of the article, and we're going to be discussing how to position yourselves. I've been talking about that for the last couple of weeks, but we've been having so many things going on here. One, I wanted to thank all of our listeners who came out again. I wasn't here on last week, but I wanted to thank our listeners who came out to the Golden Scissors Awards. When I received my honor, I had sold over 170 of you came out to support me for the Living Legend Award, and I just really appreciate all of you who took time out to be there. Now, everyone get a pen and paper and write down the 1-800 number. On today, we are going to be doing my favorite things. I'm going to be giving away a little bit of everything today. We're going to be giving away everything from men's grooming packages. We'll be giving away Magic Shave products. We'll be giving away vegan hair products. Michelle Obama's Johnny Wright is going to be calling in a few. We're going to be talking about the Hydro Steam. We'll be giving that away. Trendy, what you going to give away? Because I know it's all about my favorite things today. And I got to watch Trendy now because she like to spend all my MONEY.
I'm not sure what I'm going to give away yet, but I'm going to find something great to give away.
Okay, because I think that you want to do the reunion show. And, okay, I'm not supposed to tell what you. Okay.
You tell everything. My God.
But you know that. You know what? You need not say that, because now my special friend. I'm not gonna say my girlfriend yet, because I don't know if she ain't passed the test yet. But my special friend is listening this morning. Well, she better be listening to the show this morning. It's her first time listening to the show, Trendy, and she mentioned that on yesterday. She says, you know, telling you, C. Allen, is like telling the world. That's right. That is not the case. That's right. It's so like, are you saying I'm a walking tape recorder, Trendy?
Yes, and then you play it back. Not only do you record, but you play back. So that, oh Lord, Jesus.
All right, everyone. Trendy, listen, we're not going to do that. But listen, everyone, I have been out all this weekend. I've been shopping for my family, for my friends. I wanted to do all of my Christmas shopping all at one time. Now, we've had, and I must apologize to some of the listeners. Some of the listeners are part of our Healthy Hair Care Challenge, and we had them. Our Christmas party was scheduled for yesterday, but the Christmas party was postponed until this coming weekend at the Bennett Career Institute, and we didn't get a chance to get in touch with all other clients, and some of the clients came out. Miss Coleman, yes, my girl Miss Coleman.
Now you know Miss Coleman is always on time.
Yeah, Miss Coleman came out, and we were not there, and they said she was dressed festive for the party, and the party wasn't happening.
Okay.
So for all of my listeners, those who are part of the Healthy Hair Care Challenge, we have moved the party to this Saturday night at the Bennett Career Institute Auditorium. The party's going to start from 8 p.m. until midnight at the Bennett Career Institute. Live DJ, food, and we're just going to have a good time. But this is the important thing. The important thing is we must bring a toy. We're working with the nonprofit Sewing Opportunities Never Ending. Sewing Opportunities Never Ending Son, and they're out of the Southeast Tennis Learning Center. And we're going to be working with that nonprofit. So our goal is to try to get about 300 to 400 toys that we can be able to be a blessing to that Southeast community, as well as the Bennett Baby Child Development Center. So it's important that you come out. Now listen to me, listeners. Now, for those of you who are not into partying, you don't want to do the line dance, you don't want to break it down, you don't want to drop it low, drop it, or you don't want to do all of that,
because they may not be able to get back up.
Absolutely.
But go ahead, sir.
Absolutely. So what we want you to do is we want you to at least take the opportunity to come to the Bennett Career Institute and drop off a toy this week. It's 700 Monroe Street, Northeast, and that's Washington, D.C., 20017. Come by, drop off a toy so we can be a blessing to the nonprofit that we're working with. We want to be a blessing to them through toys, and I think it's important that we take the opportunity to call, to give back, and it's important that we do that. So Trendy, I want you to talk to us a little bit about, give me just a quick recap, Trendy, but I don't want to ask the listeners to do it this morning. I'm waiting for all of our listeners to get their pen and paper so we can start. Willow, I want you to continue to hold the line, but go ahead, talk to us, Trendy, about, give me just a little update on what happened on last week, the show that I missed.
Okay, well, last week we had Mr. Darryl Rowe, who's a part of our production team in the studio. He's one of the people who come up with our topics and help us to research so that we can have a great show. And then we had the awesome Showtime. He was hilarious in the studio on last week. We had a ball, and we talked about the blame game, how we always point a finger at someone because of our lack of success or whatever. We blame others. So we talked a little bit about that. Who do we blame in business and things like that. But what was awesome, we had Coach Carter to call in, and he talked a little bit about the seriousness of football players getting concussions and how to prevent that and how to be safe and things of that nature. So we enjoyed Coach Carter calling in. And then we had the awesome therapist, Marissa Nelson. She's a sex therapist in the area, and she gave us some insight about what cuffing is. You know, when people go out and look for romantic companionship just for the winter season, and basically
that's it, just for the winter. And then, so what happens on the summer?
So when springtime come, they're not available as much because they have to sow their wings in the spring and things. So she was telling us a little bit about the dangers of it and what it is. And to tell you the truth, C. Allen, I didn't even know it exists, because usually my relationships are for years. I've never experienced something for a few months.
A seasonal relationship.
I've never had that. So I was a little green when I heard about it. And but it was interesting because the whole production team knew all about it. So I guess they participate in that type of activity all the time. But anyway, so we had a pretty good show last week.
And then also I just wanted to mention, before Willow calls back, I just wanted to mention that the co-founder of Miss Jessie Products died at the age of 45. Now they said that it was an apparent suicide, but we're still trying to get all of that figured out. So our fashion correspondent is Melvin Wells is working on that story for us. So when we get that story, we will definitely bring that back to you. But we do know that TT and Miko Branch are the co-founders of Miss Jessie's Products. And of course, Miss Jessie name came from, they talked about their grandmother their no-nonsense grandmother. Her name was Miss Jessie. So this is where they came up with that. And they said that TT Branch, at 45 years old, died December 4th. And so we want to pray for Miss Jessie's, and we want to continue to pray for their success. And we hope that whatever happened, we'll be able to report that and give more information at that time. Now, so we have Willow on the line. So let's bring Willow in. Willow, with her tips and beauty clips. Talk to us, Willow.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
And Lindsay and Alonzo. It's Willow in the city. Calling in with my Rescue Me Holiday Survival Tips, as promised. Staying up late, celebrating into the wee hours, and overindulging in food and drink can sometimes, and haphazardly removing our makeup in the end, can sometimes give our eyes that hangover look, and we simply cannot have that. So, I have a simple, quick tip to remedy that. Simply lie down and place cold cotton balls or chilled gel eye mask over your closed eyes for about 10 minutes, which will assist in draining the accumulated fluids and reduce the swelling under the eyes. Okay? To be ready for the morning after, what you do is you soak the cotton balls in water, flatten them with your fingers, and keep them in your freezer on wax paper. Simple as that. Like I said, all these remedies usually have the stuff right there in your house. Okay? And also to refresh the eyes for dry eyes and irritated eyes, use a lubricating artificial tear drop. Not the it's recommended by ophthalmologists that you stay away from the drops that claim to reduce the redness, because what happens is it contracts the blood vessels, and then later on it can backfire and your eyes end up being redder than what they were before. Okay, so that's our quick beauty tip. You simply prepare the night before you go out and you're celebrating for the holiday and everything, with your cotton balls, and then the next morning just simply place them, or if you have the gel mask, on your eyes for about 10 minutes, and it'll do wonders on your eyes. Now, that's the beauty tip for this week. It's Willow's birthday this week.
Oh, yay! What day, Willow?
So I just wanted to put out there also.
Her birthday's on the 18th, and her birthday's on the 18th, and she has been saying that to me over and over and over again. I think she needs to focus on Jesus this birthday. Praise the Lord, hallelujah.
And hallelujah. That's spirit of giving. I want y'all to come and celebrate with me on the 18th. I will be offering $10 off of any regularly priced service of $50 or more for everybody who comes and celebrates with me this Thursday, the 18th. Yes, Mr. Bennett, and you can enjoy some of the strawberry chocolate. The chocolate-covered strawberries that C. Allen will be making for Willow. Yay! Happy birthday to me.
You know, Alonzo,
I can see his face.
Listen, I'm trying to figure out how I've been so fortunate to have a wife at the salon, a wife in the studio, a wife in the office, and a girlfriend at home. I don't understand, Alonzo, how I've been so fortunate.
You're a blessed man, sir.
A blessed man.
Mm-hmm. You are a blessed man, so y'all call in.
So we got to talk about what the Bible says about...
About giving. Wait a minute.
No, what the Bible says about the concubine.
About the harem.
So y'all call in for your appointment, because it is by appointment only, and this special is going to be extended to my current clients as well as my new clients. Come celebrate with me this Thursday, the 18th.
At the C. Allen Signature Salon at 705 Florida Avenue Northwest. Thank you, Willow. Listen,
and the phone number is 202-265-1772.
All right. Very
Teamwork makes the dream work. Y'all have a blessed week.
Absolutely.
See y'all Thursday.
All right, everybody, it's commercial time here on the Seattle Morning Show. When we get back, listen, brothers, get that pen and paper out, because we're going to talk a little bit about men's grooming. Caesar is holding on the line, and it's time for me to give out some gift cards. It's time for the Obama package. We'll talk about that and some more on my favorite things here on the Seattle Morning Show. We'll be right back after these messages.
Doorbells and sleigh bells and schnitzel with noodles.
1450 WOL. Check traffic brought to you by the Foundation for a Better Life. Outbound New York Avenue, the roadway reduced to one lane between 395 and North Capitol Street. It is jammed up. Only the left lane gets by. Inbound along the Francis Scott Key Bridge, still slow from George Washington Parkway over toward M Street. Winston Churchill's words stirred his country in the face of defeat. Today, they inspire us to reach for our own victories. Commitment, pass it on from the Foundation for a Better Life at values.com. A check of weather is brought to you by Leidos, freedom to think forward. Sun and clouds today with a high in the low 50s, increasing clouds tonight, overnight low in the middle 30s. Scattered showers in the forecast for Tuesday with a high of 50. Right now, clouds and 46. Formerly known as SAIC, Leidos has a 44-year legacy of tackling the hardest technical and scientific challenges facing our world. They give their customers the freedom to think forward. Visit Leidos.com. I'm Mike Franciotti for News Talk 1450 AM WOL, where information is power.
News Talk 1450 WOL AM, where information is power.
All right, everyone, we're back here live here on the Sea Island Morning Show. Let me go ahead and give out that 1-800 number. Is 1-800-450-7876. 1-800-450-7876. Now, what we're doing is, ladies and gentlemen, we're about to bring our groomer on the line, Caesar, at the Sea Island Signature Salon. And let me tell you something. We have been doing the Obama package. The Obama package, which gives you a facial, you get a hot towel, you get a shampoo, you get a haircut. You know, it's almost like the works that you get, and we only charging, it's half off. It's normally $80. We charging just $40 with Caesar, and I'm going to start giving away some gift cards, some $25 gift cards towards that for you to be able to experience Caesar. Caesar, good morning. Caesar, good morning.
Good morning, Caesar. Good morning, BK. How you doing today? And Trendy Lindy, how you doing?
Great, sir. How are you?
Doing absolutely awesome. Let's talk a little bit before we start giving some of those gift cards away. Talk to us a little bit about the Obama package and what are the kind of services that you offer during that package.
Okay, cool. All right, well, first up, DC, when it comes to the grooming package that we're offering, calling it the Obama special, because like at the end of the day, you're going to feel like a president. What we do for the gentleman is something that they're normally not used to getting, which is a facial, a shampoo, and a haircut. Now, the one thing I'm starting to notice when I'm doing these specials is a lot of the gentlemen don't normally take care of themselves as far as pampering themselves. They don't realize the appreciation that they get from actually having someone else shampoo their hair or having somebody give them a facial, so they can actually take that few minutes to relax their mind, get their thoughts together. And when it's all over, you feel 100% better. You're ready to take over that next big business meeting or whatever it is you have to conquer that week. You know what I mean? So one thing, you know, like I said, it's a pretty good service.
So then, Caesar, so how long would it normally take? Now, this is because last week we had so many women to call to say that they wanted to buy the package for their husband. What will be the time frame that they would need to set out for this kind of package? For a haircut, a shampoo, and a facial, how long do you think they would need to be in the salon?
Like I said, this is a grooming thing. This is where we're going to be taking care of you. You know what I mean? So you definitely want to take at least an hour to an hour and 15 minutes out of your day. You know what I mean? About 20 minutes, 25 minutes on a haircut. But the rest of it is about the facial and the shampoo, which is something that's more about taking you out of that busy mode. You know what I mean? So you definitely want to take some time out to yourself and give yourself at least an hour, 15 minutes, and you'll be out the door.
Okay.
That's awesome.
All right. So what I'm going to say, more or less, an hour and a half.
Yeah, hour and a half.
To give you a good time to be. Now, one of the things is, so Caesar, let's talk a little bit about why do you feel like men should be pampered? And what I mean by that is, whenever we think about a pampering service or a pampering party, we always think of women. What is your take, being a married man? How do you feel about men taking time to be pampered? And while Caesar's talking, I want you to start calling me now if you want to win that $25 grooming gift card. That's 1-800-450-7876. If you want to win those gift cards, we're giving them to you today as part of my favorite things. Why do you feel that the men should be pampered? Because Trendy want to say something. Go ahead.
Okay, well, real quick. One thing I got to say is it's like an experience. You know what I mean? It's like one of the things that you have to try it before you do it. You know what I mean? Like a lot of times, like I say, us as men, we neglect those type of things. We think like, oh, I'm all masculine, I'm manly, I don't need nobody rubbing my face, I don't need nobody rubbing my hair, I can do that in the shower. You know what I mean? But then you don't realize until you experience it, the type of, you know, rejuvenation that comes into your energy level just because, like I said, you have somebody else stimulating those nerves and getting into those spots where it's actually going to give you something extra and give you a chance, like I said, just escape for a moment. You know what I mean? Like I said, I would encourage most men to do something like this because we don't never do it. You know what I mean? Ever. Most of the guys I talk to, they're like, I've never done this. So it's like I said, once you get it, you know, stress is one of them big things that can actually build high blood pressure and things of that nature.
All sorts
you know what I mean?
of stuff.
A lot of times we don't, right, you know what I mean? So when we neglect ourselves, which we normally do because we're too masculine for it, a lot of these stuff could be like preventative maintenance. You know what I mean? It's like medicine for your soul, you know?
That is so true. I encourage the guys, if you've never had a facial, or if you're one of those guys who shampoo your hair in the shower, because a lot of you just use soap in the shower, you don't even use shampoo on your hair. If you're one of those guys, I mean, they don't, a lot of men don't even, you know, use those products. So if you are one of those guys, you've never taken the time to do those things for yourself, take this opportunity, get this gift card, go to Caesar. Caesar used to have a line when he was at the award-winning Bennett Career Institute. When he was a student there, he had a line around the corner waiting for that facial that he give. I tell you, if you try him, you will be hooked. You will send your woman, your wife, your whomever, you will refer him because he takes time with you. He's an expert in what he does, and I'm telling you, you will feel rejuvenated, and you will feel like, wow, why did I take so long to get this?
Why did I wait so long?
Why did I wait so long? So I encourage you to do it because it's just going to change you. And then some of you guys, you working 2 and 3 jobs, you never take time for yourself.
And you know what? That is what happened this weekend, Caesar. What happened this weekend was I had we was at the salon and I went out, and I like to talk to the people. And I said to a woman, I said to her, I said, today is your day. And she came into the salon and she was explaining to us how, I told her, and she admitted and agreed to the fact that she spends so much time doing things for other people that she never take time out for herself. Part of what I'm going to be discussing next week on how to position yourself, part of that is, first, you got to know who you are. You got to be comfortable in your own skin, but also you have to take time to rejuvenate yourself. I'm not just talking about a grooming experience. I'm saying in general, you got to take that vacation.
Yes.
You got to have that private time. You got to have that me time. And I think that it's time out that we work so hard and we think that certain things that we don't need. There are many of us, we need to exfoliate. What does exfoliation mean? To remove that first layer of dead skin so your face and your body can feel rejuvenated. It is important for you. Why do we do a shampoo? Because part of that shampoo is a scalp manipulation. That scalp manipulation, what that would do is that will kind of disturb those follicles. That will work with that papilla so your hair can grow. It gives you nourishment to the blood supply is what happens. So we want the ladies that are listening, also you call in and you have an opportunity to experience Caesar. It's not just a men's grooming package, but Caesar does women and men facials.
Yes.
And it is important for you to understand how you need to take time out for yourself. The great thing, Trendy, that I'm excited about at the Sea Island Signature Salon is that we also have Marissa, who's new, and she's going to be calling us soon. Beautiful girl who does awesome makeup. So oftentimes what we tell the women, what y'all need to do is go to Caesar first and get that tantalizing facial.
Yes.
Learn how to get your skin together. Stop trying to cover up all of those things with makeup. Get your skin together, and then from there, go to Marissa and let her just enhance your beauty with a little makeup. So I think it's important that we do that. So Caesar, before we go, I want you to let the clients and listeners know, let our clients and listeners know just a little bit about who you are. just so they can feel a little more comfortable with Caesar.
Okay, cool. Well, me, myself, as you said, I'm married. About to be coming on this 30-year-old threshold, you know what I mean? I'm getting to them ages where I'm starting to find myself as a man, so I love doing what I do. I love servicing people. I love meeting people in the community, just having great conversation. And I've always been the type of person throughout all of the years that I worked that's been in a customer service type field, you know what I mean? So for me to be able to service people is about like a passion. So I don't want to be trying to sell people or nothing. Just come out to the salon, see me, and you'll be able to get a better feel for who I am once you get to the salon and get to see my personality live, because it's an experience fit for a king and fit for queens, you know what I mean? So if you want to be taken care of, know that I can take care of you. That's about it, you know what I mean?
Okay, very good. All right, Caesar. So this is what's okay. Thank you so much, Caesar. So what's going to happen is that we're going to be offering all kind of things today. So a lot of you prefer to call me in my office, which is the 202-526-1400 extension 19. 202-526-1400 extension 19, or you can call us here at the station, which is the 1-800-450-7876. So Trendy, why don't you tell us, because I'm giving away gift cards this morning to the listeners who call in, and part of those gift cards can be towards my Sea Island gift set, which is my new Devon's Nature products. We're going to be giving away some of those. We're going to be giving away some Magic Shave soon. We're going to wait until Johnny Wright call in, who's going to represent Soft Sheen Carson today, and we'll be able to get that information. If we can get him away from the First Lady, we'll be able to have him. But talk to us about our big annual reunion hair battle, which is going to be at the Washington Convention Center. And we're going to give away a pair of those tickets. Talk to us about that, Trendy.
My goodness. We are so excited about our annual reunion show that's coming up Sunday, March 29th, 2015. Now, we only got a few more weeks in December. We're moving into 2015 fast. So you need to start preparing now for what you're going to do. How are you going to change and start doing some new things, some different things? One of the things you can go ahead and put on your calendar, save the date. March the 29th, we are going to have that reunion show battle. And this year it's going to be at the convention center, like Sea Island said. Well, we're so excited because I don't know if you remember last week, we had one of our very own Acia Williams who just took the show at the convention center on last weekend when Sea Island got honored with the Living Legend Award. She's going to be there with her fantastic creations, and I think you put her picture on the flyer. Did you put her picture on the flyer?
Her son's picture.
Okay, well, anyway, we are excited because they are going to come with it March the 29th. They are competing, y'all, for over $10,000 of cash and prizes. So they are really going to come with it. The third place will get $1,250. The second place, they're going to walk away with $2,500. The first place winner at this show is going to receive $5,000. Now, what kind of work do you think they're going to do? I tell you what they do. They're preparing right now with big old hair pieces, colors, music, dancing, all kinds of stuff. It's going to be a show that you do not want to miss. So if you want to win tickets, now because Sea Island is generous, especially during Christmas time. If you want to win a VIP ticket, you must call us. The number to call us is 1-800-450-7876. And this is what we want you to do. I want to ask you two questions. I want you to tell me, who do we usually have as a premier person at our celebrity makeup symposium? Who is the person who we usually have time and time to come back and teach our students makeup artistry? And then I want you to tell us, what was the best show that you enjoyed from Sea Island Morning Show this year? Those two questions, if you answer it, you get 2 tickets to the annual reunion show. We have to go and pay some bills. We will be back in a few moments, right after these messages.
1450 WOL.
This
report brought to you by Maryland Live Casino. Turn same-day Arundel Mills receipts into free slot play. November 28th through December 24th at Live Casino at Arundel Mills. Must be 21. Please play responsibly. One person is dead in a crash involving an ambulance. The ambulance from the Branchville Volunteer Fire Department was stolen on I-495 yesterday after paramedics were called to an accident. A man who drove off the Beltway got into the ambulance and sped off. He crashed into another vehicle, killing a woman, then hit 10 more cars before the ambulance overturned in a restaurant parking lot in Greenbelt. The man is hospitalized in critical condition. AAA Mid-Atlantic's latest report on pump prices puts the average for regular at $2.62 a gallon in the D.C. metro area, down 9 cents in the past week, but 6 cents higher than the national average. The price of oil also dropped to under $58 a barrel. Mayor-elect Muriel Bowser will be in California tomorrow to meet with members of the U.S. Olympic Committee. She'll try to persuade them D.C. would be the best place to host the 2024 Games. Among those traveling with Bowser, former NFL Commissioner Paul Tagliabue and Olympic swimming champion Katie Ledecky of Bethesda. The Giants beat the 3-11 Redskins 24-13. New York's defense recorded 7 sacks. Skins coach Jay Gruden
did some good things in the first half, obviously, and tried to keep them off balance with the runs and the naked bootlegs. But again, once we got the third down, it's what stopped our drives, whether it was protection or missed opportunities. However, it happened, and it's been a story of our season.
Robert Griffin passed for 236 yards and a touchdown in Washington's 6th straight loss. Bradley Beal scored 22 points and the Wizards beat Utah 93-84. The Wizards have won 4 straight and 8 of 9. This report brought to you by Food Lion. Give the sensible gift this holiday season. Give Food Lion gift cards. Look for the gift card display located near the grocery checkouts. I'm John Lewis. When you're looking for news from Black America, go to news1.com.
News Talk 1450 WOL-AM, where information is power.
All right, everyone, we're back here live here in the Radio 1 studios. I tell you, I'm just really excited to be here with my people today. Listen, callers, when you call in, because some of y'all acting crazy this morning, when you call in, please have your radio turned all the way down. We're taking calls while we're on break. And because today is my favorite thing show, and I know you all get excited because people love FREE trending. Mm-hmm. When you tell them it's free, they get all excited. But you got to keep those phones. You have to keep the radio turned down. I know you want to hear yourself, but baby, this is not the show for you to hear yourself. This is the show for you to win some things. But listen, we don't have a lot of time, and we're really excited today. We have one of my favorites on the line, Mr. Johnny Wright, who is the celebrity stylist to the world. Good morning, sir.
To the world, huh?
Did you hear what I said? You like that one? To the world.
I know. It feels like it sometimes.
Okay.
It really does.
Exactly. So listen, Johnny, well, first of all, before we get started, I'm not going to start no stuff, but you know the end of the year is almost coming, and you still haven't gone to church with me.
I know. I was literally talking to a friend about this yesterday, and I said, I have not been to church yet in D.C. I go when I go back home, but in the past 6 years, I have not visited a church. So I got to make that happen. I really do. I want to have that experience in D.C. So it's going to be with you. You are my New Year's resolution. How about that?
Okay, then.
That's nice.
Because I keep telling Johnny, we went out to eat, and we went out to Edenville, and I said, Johnny, you have to come to church with me because you live in my neighborhood. Okay. And we haven't been to church yet. Okay, so Johnny, talk to me because today I'm excited. I am going to be giving away some Hydro Steam products to the clients. Let me just tell you this really quick, Johnny, then I want you to tell us about the product. On March the 29th at the Washington Convention Center this year, when Soft Sheen Carson sponsors the annual reunion hair battle, in order for them to win the money, each and every participant have to include something about Hydro Steam in their presentation. So we're really excited about that.
That's awesome.
And the first thing that a lot of the salon people have said is, what is Hydro Steam? Okay. So I told them, if you listen to the show, we're going to have the Johnny Wright, who stays on television, who works with the president, first lady, all those people. He's going to tell us a little bit about Hydro Steam, and then we're going to let them have an opportunity to win some of that, and I may deliver it to them myself. So talk to our listeners about the Hydro Steam products by Soft Sheen Carson.
Well, Hydro Steam. First of all, the Hydro Steam is one of our new professional launch. We haven't had a professional launch in a very long time, but this is a treatment, so we wanted to keep it in the professional's hands so it could be done properly, and it wasn't a berry picking type of thing, and people did it in order so they can get the maximum results. So let me just tell you a little bit about steam care and how we even came up with the idea of Hydro Steam. A few years back, I was traveling to Atlanta, and I worked with a lady by the name of Lisa Groovy, who has her name is called Too Groovy in Atlanta, and one of the things that she does is steam treatment. And I went there, and she was very humble and willing to show me the process, and I really got it because she was like a texture specialist, the trichologist, and she really understood, hair and texture and how to manipulate it properly and safely. And one of the things that she does with all her clients is steam treatment. And I was like, wow, this is really cool. You can just see the texture. This looks more luxurious, and it was more moisturized. If they had color, it was more vibrant. And if you had relaxers, you was able to keep your hair more moisturized. So it's a process of moisturizing the hair with moisture, because steam, of course, is moisture, right? But it's a treatment. So we have the first steam-activated mask, and that is what's so cool about it. So you start by shampooing with the sulfate-free shampoo, and everybody knows sulfate-free shampoo is best for hair textures, all hair textures, because it doesn't strip the hair of its nutrients, that's one. And it keeps hair nice and moisturized. And those curly girls out there, which we know is the curly nation right now, natural girls rock, those curly girls, it really helps keep the definition of your curls and doesn't interrupt your curl pattern. So that's the first step. The next step is the actual mask itself. And remember, this is a steam-activated mask. So the mask only works and only penetrates with the steam itself. So you apply the mask on the hair. You kind of like pineapple clip the hair up, leave it, without a plastic bag on it, and you put them underneath the steamer for 15 to 30 minutes and let the product do its job. It's going to open the cuticle layer real nice and wide. All the products and the nutrients goes inside. It's aloe vera that's inside the one of the active ingredients that's in there to really keep the hair nice and moisturized, and it's going to keep the hair moisturized, and it's going to penetrate really deep into the cortex, right? And then you rinse that off, and then the next step would be to put on the sealing spray, which also acts as a leave-in conditioner. But the sealing spray, what it does is seal the cuticle layer and also brings the pH balance down, which we know that it's important, right? So it brings the pH balance down, and then you're ready for styling. We have two styling products for natural hair. So we have a coil cream and a curl cream. And of course, to the textures you want. The curl cream is there for more curlier, looser textures. So it helps define the curl and elongates the curl. And the coil cream is for, wet styling like twist sets and braid outs and rod sets and all those type of things to help keep the style in place. And again, very moisturizing to the hair. This is a treatment that needs to be done by professionals. It is sold to professionals. I think it's one of those type of things you could add a little more dollar to your ticket to do it. I charge anywhere from $40 to $80 according to the density of the hair to just get the treatment itself. But I really love the treatment. It's one of the ways that I was able to help grow the First Lady's hair out naturally is through steam care. And the reason why it's so great is because, a lot of times when you're growing your hair out naturally, you're going from a relaxer to just natural hair, you deal with a lot of breakage, a lot of shedding. And that is one of the reasons why is because there's this line of demarcation that kind of happens with the natural hair and the relaxed hair, and it just starts to pop at that point. The steam care helps to keep that line soft and moisturized where you're able to keep your hair on your head. And it helps the growing out process much easier. It's also really great for women who have color-treated hair. It keeps the hair nice and vibrant. A lot of times you get color, a couple of shampoos, it starts to fade. But if you keep steam treatment, because we all know that all color needs to be moisturized. And to keep it healthy, you have to keep it moisturized. The steam treatment is intense moisture, and it's going to keep the hair vibrant and moisturized and keep it on the hair, which is important. So I really love steam care. I think salons nationwide to adapt the steam treatment process, and it's really easy to do. And we're the first steam care system that is out there, and I'm really happy to put it back in professionals' hands.
And and I think that is really awesome. Listen, listeners, what I'm going to do, I am going to allow you, those who call me now, if you would like to experience that steam treatment, we're going to give you that treatment free. Some of my favorite things, we're going to give you that treatment free at the Sea Island Signature Salon. You need to start calling me now at the 1-800-450-7876. And you heard the hairstylist, Johnny Wright, talked about steam treatment that he even uses on our First Lady. I'm telling you, you need to start calling me now for our listeners who would like that. If you are a stylist or you're a professional and you want, I'm going to give away 2 sets. You need to start calling me now at the 1-800-450-7876. I'm going to give away 2 to professionals, and we're going to do about 4 or 5 steam treatments free of charge. It is so crucial that we do those steam treatments. So, Johnny, before you go, I want you to tell our listeners, because some of them, even though everyone now, unless you've been sleeping under a rock, everyone know who Johnny Wright is. But Johnny, just give us about 30 seconds. Let our listeners know, who is Johnny Wright?
Well, I am a hairstylist. That's really what I am. But I have been fortunate enough to be selected to be the exclusive hairstylist to our First Lady, Michelle Obama. I've been a celebrity hairstylist for the past 15 years, worked with film and television out in Los Angeles for a couple of years, and I moved here to be with the First Lady exclusively. I really love what I do. I'm also the style director for Soft Sheen Cars, and I've been with them for the past 13 years, and it's really a privilege to work with such an amazing company. We are the #1 ethnic hair care company out there, and we continue to provide great technology and great ingredients with our products so women can achieve the salon quality results at home. But I'm really excited about our new professional launch for stylists. This is something that I am very passionate about. I've always been in love with hair and in love with my connection with my clients, and giving and delivering great products and great work is what I am all about.
That's awesome. Yeah. Well, I tell you, it's more than talk. When you meet him in person, you will see that he has a lot of fire for the industry and very passionate for what he do. So, Johnny, I want to thank you so much.
Thank you.
Now, if I don't talk to you before Christmas, I want to wish you a Merry Christmas. And remember, I'm going to come looking for you for church.
Yeah, it's going to happen. You got my number. Just make sure just be on top of me. I'm there.
All right, very good. All right, you have a good day. Thank you so much.
Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.
All right, thank you.
Bye-bye.
All right, everyone, that was the Johnny Wright, who is Michelle Obama's hairstylist. And I want you can't get tired, because I saw how some of you hung up. You got to keep calling. That's why Alonzo is so happy to be there waiting for your call. 1-800-450-7876. You just heard from Michelle
Obama's.
The Michelle Obama hairstylist, Johnny Wright,
yes,
who was calling in. I'm going to give away some free steam treatments. It is so important now. Mr. Rowe, I want you to keep holding the line. All of the callers, I want you to keep holding the line. But part of the problem is that they're telling me that when you call in, your radio is so loud they can't hear you. We can't be able to give you any free treatments or free anything if you do not turn that radio down. So listen, I want you all to continue to call me, 1-800-450-7876. Again, that's 1-800-450-7876. If you want those free steam treatment, I will give that to you from the Sea Island Morning Show. It is important, trending, for people to understand the purpose of what the steam treatment is. And that is what Mr. Johnny Wright has been explaining to us. When we come back after break, we're going to, yes, I see you calling now. Keep calling, because today is my favorite things. I want to be able to give away those awesome things for you here on the Sea Island Morning Show. So we're going to go to commercial. And when we come back, we're going to talk a little bit more. Yes, keep calling. We see those calls coming in for the steam treatment. I feel like we on the I feel like we on one of the telethons when I say yes, keep calling. Yes, keep calling for those steam treatments. And some of you are being impatient. I see you hanging up. You got to keep calling.
Let's get it clear. Right now, they can win the $20 gift card, $25.
What's going to happen is that they're going to get, our steam treatment is $25. So we're going to give them the gift card. and they're going to be able to use that to come in and get a steam treatment.
Okay, or they can win the VIP tickets. So we have 3 things going on that they can win
Exactly.
right
So
now.
Alonzo, you have to tell us. All right.
Or they'll tell us.
All right. Let's go to commercial.
Okay.
This is C. Allen in the morning. We'll be back after these messages.
You know, it's always special when we get to step
1450 WOL.
This check of traffic brought to you by the Foundation for a Better Life in Northeast D.C. New York Avenue in both directions shut down from Florida Avenue and 9th Street. That's because of a report of a gas leak. Southbound along Interstate 95 in Maryland from 216 down to 198. 2 lanes are closed. 2 right lanes are closed. That because of emergency pothole repairs. Winston Churchill's words stirred his country in the face of defeat. Today they inspire us to reach for our own victories. Commitment, pass it on from the Foundation for a Better Life at values.com. This check of weather is brought to you by Jiffy Lube. Today, sun and clouds with a high reaching the low 50s. Clouds on the increase tonight, overnight low in the mid 30s. And for Tuesday, scattered showers in the forecast with a high around 50. Right now, clouds and 48. Get your vehicle road ready for the holidays. Stop by Jiffy Lube for routine maintenance, plus check your lights, wipers, and more. Jiffy Lube for wherever the road leads you. I'm Mike Franciati for News Talk 1450 AM WOL, where information is power.
News Talk 1450 WOL AM, where information is power. (1450) WOL, Washington, D.C., and WPRS HD2, Waldorf, Washington, a Radio 1 station, and worldwide at WOLDCnews.com.
All right, everyone. We're back here live. All right, now we got a whole lot of calls holding, so we don't want you to hang up because we want to see Today is My Favorite Thing giveaway. Let's first start with Daryl. You say on the line, Mr. Rowe. Hold on. Let's go to Sonia on line 2. Sonia, good morning. Welcome to the C. Allen Morning Show.
Oh, good morning, Mr. C. Allen. I didn't know whether the steam treatment was just for operators or for a customer.
No. It's for customers, Sonia. So what I'm going to do is, Trendy is taking your name and number down. And what we're going to do is we're going to call you today and give you a free steam treatment with the Hydro Steam. The price is normally $25, but I'm giving you the $25 gift card so you can experience our steam treatment, okay?
Okay.
And Merry Christmas to you, Sonia. Thank you for listening to the morning show. All right, very good. All right, let's go to Gail on line 3. Gail, good morning. Welcome to the C. Allen Morning Show.
Good morning, Mr. Bennett. How are you doing today, sir?
I'm doing awesome, Gail. What's going on?
Congratulations as well. I was with Sonia too. You know, I'm a licensed cosmetologist in Baltimore.
Oh, very good. So, Gail, did you want one of my favorite things, which is the Soft Sheen Carson steam Hydro Steam?
Yes, I do, because we want to try some new products. So
okay, very good. So you got Gail.
2 stylists, right? Yes.
No, Gail is one. Sonia is the actual treatment. Yes.
Okay, gotcha.
All right, Gail, and Merry Christmas to you. Keep listening to the morning show, okay?
Always.
Okay, very good. Let's go to 5, which is Miss. Is that Monarch? Good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Bennett.
Good morning. How you doing? What's your name, dear?
Miss Mornat.
Oh, Miss Mornat. Oh, Miss Mornat. Okay, very good. So, Miss Mornat, first of all, I'm not going to tell you how he really messed up that last name, Miss Mornat. But anyway, it's okay. It's all right. Okay, so Miss Mornat, talk to me this morning. This is my favorite things. What did you want now? Did you want the Hydro Steam as the professional, or did you want to come in as the client and get the steam treatment? Which one did you want?
The Hydro Steam as a professional.
Very good, because you are one. Okay, so you got her number down, Trendy. All right, and thank you so much for listening to the morning show. These are my favorite things, and we want to be a blessing to those for Christmas. Thank you so much. So let's go to Daryl Rowe on line 1. Good morning, Mr. Rowe.
Hey, good morning.
I tell you, you've been holding patiently on the line. So, Mr. Rowe, I want you to talk to us, because now, are you calling for the reunion show tickets?
Man, you know I'm calling for them tickets.
I should have known. Lord have mercy. Okay, but Trendy, you got to talk to Rowe on that one, since you're giving those out.
Okay, so Mr. Rowe, I asked 2 questions. The first question is, what was your favorite show that we've done at the C. Allen Morning Show? And then the second question is, who is our keynote celebrity makeup artists who we keep having return to our celebrity makeup symposium?
First of all, can we talk about how that Daryl Rowe always wants something for free? Can we talk about that?
He's a student. That's what
Let's talk
students
about
do.
it. Let's talk about it.
I don't blame you, Rowe.
Yeah, I need that. Everything I throw be on point, so you know I got to be there.
Yeah, you was behind stage at that
first of all,
convention center, behind the stage.
Okay,
so you had a lot of fun.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Can you answer the question, Ro? We got other callers. Answer the question.
That's the answer. That's the answer to my first question.
What? Oh, what's the answer?
No, last week was my favorite show.
Okay, well, why is that, sir?
First of all, because it was getting heated, and y'all was talking about relationships, and I enjoy talking about relationships often. So that was my favorite show.
Okay.
And again, I was on the show, so of course you know.
All right.
Well, then you should be qualified to win the tickets.
Yes, he.
Why?
That's okay. Go ahead, sir.
And the celebrity, I think, is.
Keeping it real. I'm your host, Reverend Al Sharpton, and we are back. And Dr. Earl Fire Hutchinson with us. We're going back to the phones. Michael from Baltimore was getting ready to speak. Go ahead, Michael.
Yes, sir. Good day, Reverend Sharpton and Dr. Hutchinson. First, I want to say thank you. And like you say on your show, you personally tell us keep it real. And I finally got the chance to personally tell you thank you for all you do and all you do going forward. I was at the march Saturday, and this is my first time that I participated in something of such magnitude. And me and my wife, we both were elated. We met a lot of people. To the best of my knowledge, there has not been not one case of disturbance. Everything was just it was perfect, and I think we should do this more often.
Well, thank you, Mike. I think that we're going to keep moving forward, but, you know, and don't go anywhere, Michael. I think what you said, two things that struck me. One, you brought your wife, and I saw a lot of families come together. And two, that there were no incidents. We asked people to be disciplined and not do things that would get in the way of the message, and they did. And to have tens of thousands of people, and Michael was there, he'll tell you, they lowballed it in the press. We had tens of thousands. I said 50,000. A lot of the people on the side, even a couple of policemen said it was more than that. Not one incident, not one arrest. And that is important because it shows that you cannot say that the police are doing things for no reason, and then you get out there and disruptive, and they say, see, that's why the police have to get out of hand. By our conduct, it contrasts the image they're trying to give of people like Michael Brown and Eric Garner. Michael, you're right. Go ahead,
and a couple of things, Reverend Al. I think it spoke for itself, the fact that you have tens of thousands of people that came together in D.C., New York, and many other cities, too, around the country. I mean, if you collectively looked at it, you know, you were in six figures easily with the number of people that were in motion on Saturday and beyond. And the fact is, not one single incident disturbance. The fact of the matter is, they have tried, in much of the media, police officials, and those on the other side, have consistently tried to say, you see, they're nothing but anarchists. They're nothing but lawbreakers. They burn down things. They loot things. They're violent. Now, they have nothing to say about this. Some would love nothing better than to see someone throw a rock, throw a bottle, you know, burn something. They would love that. But we didn't give that to them. Now, one other thing, Reverend Al, I'd like to mention. The caller mentioned, and, you know, others, where do we go from here? One thing I do want to put out for the listeners. We did something in L.A. very lightly, and hopefully, you know, we can pick this up, and the National Action Network will run with it, although I'm pretty sure you're doing it anyway. What we called was 2 or 3 days, actually a week, of lobby your congressperson. Essentially, fax, email, phone, your congressperson, wherever you are. Doesn't make any difference if you're in Montana, Wyoming. Now, it doesn't make any difference. Republican or Democrat, doesn't make any difference. Your congressperson, if you're a person of goodwill, and ask them to do one simple thing. That is, when Congress formally reconvenes, the new Congress in January, emergency public hearings, committee hearings, both the Senate and the House Judiciary Committee on police violence, police abuse, police practices in America. That's something that anybody can do, Reverend Al, ongoing, and it's a good educational tool.
Absolutely, and I think that definitely we pick it up, and I think definitely as we prepare toward these economic sanctions, we should use this week everybody calling their congressmen and senators around we need police laws. Congressman Emmanuel Cleaver put a bill up on Friday about cameras on police. Congressman Bobby Scott has a bill up. We're trying to get an all-encompassing bill and rally around that. That is an excellent idea, and I think you're right. We definitely must do it. Let's go to Jamal in College Park, Georgia, WAOK 1380. Jamal?
Hi, Reverend Al. I would just like to thank you for taking my call, and you kind of touched on what I wanted to discuss about all of this generational strife. And I would just like to say that I watched the March in Washington with a lot of my friends, them being Asian, Jewish, white, a whole bunch of ethnicities. And I would have to say when they saw the families get up and talk about their losses, and especially when Amadou Diallo's mother spoke and she made mention to Sean Bell, I think that it really crystallized in their minds that, gee, okay, Mike Brown, people want to kind of disparage his character, or Eric Gardner, and they, want to make it seem as if this is a current issue. But I think that march really highlighted the history behind this problem and the need for us all to expose it. And being 31 myself, I'm not as old as you or others, and I might not be as young as some that claim to be leaders, but I would say that I was just taken aback when I checked my Twitter feed and I see people complaining about there being a VIP section or, not being allowed to talk. And, I just, think that...
But let me ask you a question. You watched the march, right?
Oh, yes.
The president of Howard University's student body spoke. The youth director of the Urban League spoke. The youth director of NAN spoke. The Huddle spoke, which are young people. You had young people all throughout. What they were talking about is them speaking. And if we didn't know them, why would they be on the program? Then they complain about they weren't down with the event. What did you want to speak for? I mean, you can't act like you the only young people. Well, we the young people out of Ferguson. Well, the family from Ferguson's here. If they had asked me to have you speak, you speak. I said, I'll tell you what, speak. And if you watched it, Jamal, they spoke. They didn't say anything different than anybody else. So I don't even understand even after they speak, they tweeting. So I just say, you know what? This is a whole lot of whatever. I mean, that doesn't even make you spoke. Now what you mad at?
Right, and Jamal and Reverend Al, I got to add one other thing, too. Listen, and I say this to folk that criticize me and our organization. Right. You know what? Nobody's stopping you from having your own rally. Right. Nobody's stopping you from having your own march. Nobody's stopping you from having your own die-in, protest, picket, whatever you want to do. What does I and what we do, what does that have to do with you? If you have a message that's so unique, and that is so compelling, and that is so different than anybody else, then go do it. Go
let me ask you something else, Jamal. We had a reserved section that they call VIP for the families. There were no athletes or entertainers or celebrities there. For the families, so that they could be with each other, bonding and deciding what they wanted to say. And I don't have any apologies for having a reserved area for them families, many of them still in mourning. So I could see if you had a VIP section for LeBron or some sponsor or something. The families were in the reserved section because they wanted to be able to have them and their family members where they would be ready to go on the stage at the right time and all. That's the only place the reserve section was for. That is unapologetic from my part. And we do that any rally. But the only ones that had a reserved area at the march was the families of the victims. Tweet that. Let's go to let's go to Norman in Portland, Oregon. Norman, you keep it real with Al Sharpton.
Thanks for taking my call. I'm with the marchers and everything that's being done. You know, it seems that they're, ignoring the marchers, ignoring our call for justice. And I'm wanting them to know what is next. What would get them to start responding to us, like they know we're marching and they're yet ignoring, a cry for justice, and they're just doing what they want to do anyway. And I wanted to get from you, what.
I think first of all, Norman and Doc can answer for himself. Thank you for your call. They're not ignoring it. I just told you there are 2 bills already been proposed in Congress. You got members of Congress standing up with their hands up. You had the whole black staffers on Capitol Hill walk out Friday. They're not ignoring us. I think you got to keep it going until you get what you want. And I think you got to go into economic moves. You got to go into, as Doc said, calling these congressional offices. But don't believe they're ignoring us when you've got every day more and more people of influence joining in. They are not ignoring us. Senator Gillibrand and some members of Congress came, still didn't speak, weren't in the reserve. They were there Saturday. So they're not ignoring us. Dr. Hutchinson?
Well, and the proof of that is, we've already, talked about the athletes, the entertainers. Many of them are, to say the least, they're not the most outspoken, haven't been in the past. They're speaking out now, a great thing. What a lot of people don't know, in California, you have the whole black legislative, Asian legislative, Pacific Islander, Asian, and Hispanic legislative caucus. All of them in California, you're talking about dozens of them, have come out either with their hands up, I can't breathe, wearing shirts, and essentially proposing legislation, looking at the grand jury, looking at also, Reverend Allen, too, big move is coming in California, and I think it was touched upon in Missouri, too, that, in Wisconsin, there's a bill there, a law now, to have all police shootings now taken out of the hands of local county prosecutors and district attorneys and have an independent investigative agency, panel, and state attorney generals actually intervene on all police shootings. That's the next movement that's coming. So we're seeing legislators in many states, I just mentioned California, that are picking up the mantle on that. So ignore it? Who's ignoring it? The whole world's looking.
That's right. No, that ain't no doubt about that. Let's go to Hubert in Round Rock, Texas. Hubert.
Hi, Reverend. There are 2 things I wanted to talk about. You mentioned that if there's something that you need to be doing, don't criticize what we're doing, do what you're doing. Well, here in Round Rock, I've visited several churches. 2 of them have been white Catholic churches, and then there's been some Protestant churches. What I visited those churches for is to find out if they mentioned or had anything to say about what happened in Ferguson and what's happened since then. In one of the white churches, they have not even said a prayer, and the priest there refuses to even meet with me. I've tried.
Wait a minute, hold 1 minute, Hubert. I'll come back to you. Thank you, Dr. Hutchinson. I'm coming back for the rest of the show. Is you and me. 1-877-532-5797. 1-877-532-5797. Sharpton, keeping it real. Hot Button Monday. Be right back.
Breaking news. The issues, the stories affecting you. Now here's the news from News1.com.
I'm Ebony McMorris. One psychiatrist says Omar Gonzalez, the man accused of climbing over the White House fence and running inside the executive mansion before being apprehended, is competent to stand trial.
U.S. District Judge Rosemary Collier disclosed the conclusions of a psychiatric report at a hearing in which Gonzalez, an Army veteran from Texas, pleaded not guilty to the latest set of charges against him. He's accused of unlawfully entering a restricted building while carrying a deadly weapon, which is a federal charge, and also 2 violations of District of Columbia law, carrying a dangerous weapon outside a home or business, and unlawful possession of ammunition. Ross Simpson, Washington.
Oscar-winning producer Scott Rudin is apologizing for crude remarks in a leaked Sony email.
Rudin called Angelina Jolie a spoiled brat and made racially tinged jokes about President Obama. In a statement to Deadline.com, Rudin said the private emails were written without much thought or sensitivity. He says he's profoundly and deeply sorry for any injury they may have caused. Sony Pictures Entertainment co-chair Amy Pascal says even though the emails were stolen, she apologizes to everyone offended. I'm Jamie Fryer.
The National Labor Relations Board has ruled that employees can use company email accounts for union organizing and other work-related purposes.
There is one caveat. The emailing must be done on personal time, not work time. But this ruling that allows company email systems to be used for union activity is considered a big win for unions. The ruling reverses a 2007 National Labor Relations Board decision. It also upholds the opinion that workers have a presumed statutory right to use company email as long as the employer can't show that it's hurting productivity or disrupting office rules.
For all the news 24/7, go to news1.com. I'm Ebony McMorris.
Here's an important credit tip from creditrepair.com. Not only are late payments among the top cause of a lower credit score, but even after you pay them off, late payments remain on your credit report as a negative item that continues to hurt your score. Your credit score improves when those late payments are actually removed from your report, but it can be extremely difficult. That's why you need the credit experts at creditrepair.com. They work with both your creditors and the credit bureaus to remove questionable negative items from your report and improve your credit score. If you're suffering from a low credit score, call creditrepair.com at 800-299-8700. And in just a few minutes, you'll know exactly what's hurting your credit score and how to improve it. For over 15 years, we've been helping thousands. So call the most recognizable name in the industry, creditrepair.com at 800-299-8700. 800-299-8700. 800-299-8700.
Hello, everybody. Alan Thicke here. You know, it takes money to run a country. Your money. And that's why if you owe back taxes, the IRS might garnish your wages. They could levy your bank account, come after your home or business. But truth is, they'd rather settle for less than bother you more. So they have this brilliant program to help if you're behind on your taxes. It's called the Fresh Start Initiative. They're offering this to help you solve your tax problem once and for all. You could qualify for a settlement that's substantially less than before these changes. Nobody knows these tax relief programs better than the experts at Optima Tax Relief. Their attorneys and agents will work to get you the best possible tax settlement, and they're fully accredited by the Better Business Bureau. Don't wait till it's too late. Call Optima for your free consultation.
Call 800-395-7366. That's 800-395-7366. 800-395-7366. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
This is an important announcement for anyone with a student loan who is having trouble making their monthly payments. Pay attention. There is a special toll-free hotline that has been set up especially for you. Grab a pen and take down this number or put it in your cell phone. But call 1-800-956-5432. When you call the National Student Loan Relief Hotline, you will get free information. Free information to help you resolve the overwhelming financial burden of an ongoing endless student loan. If you are behind, late on payments, or even in default on your student loan, the National Student Loan Relief Hotline can help you. You may also be able to cut your payments in half right away. The National Student Loan Relief Hotline can also stop the harassing phone calls, wage garnishments, and even remove tax liens. But you have to call 1-800-956-5432. The National Student Loan Relief Partner Companies have helped thousands of people just like you fix their student loan problem. Call 1-800-956-5432 for free information today. That's 1-800-956-5432.
Dad, remember when you asked me, what do you want to do with your life? And I was like, I want to get paid. Well, right after that, you said, there's no job called getting paid.
Really? I said that?
Yeah. And that's exactly when I knew. I wanted to go to college.
You never know which moments will be the ones they remember forever. So take time to be a dad today. Learn more at 1-877-4DAD-411 or visit fatherhood.gov.
Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
Today in school I learned a lot. In chemistry,
I learned that no one likes me. In English, I learned that I'm disgusting. And in physics, I learned that I'm a loser.
Today in school, I learned that I'm ugly and useless. And in gym, I learned that I'm pathetic and a joke. In history, I learned that I'm trash.
Today in school, I learned that I have no friends. In English, I learned that I make people sick. And at lunch, I learned that I sit on my own because I smell. In chemistry, I learned that no one likes me.
In biology, I learned that I'm fat and stupid. And in math, I learned that I'm trash.
The only thing I didn't learn in school today?
The only thing I didn't learn today?
The only thing I didn't learn
is why no one ever helps.
Kids witness bullying every day. They want to help, but they don't know how. Teach them how to stop bullying and be more than a bystander at stopbullying.gov. A message from the Ad Council.
Recent increases in smuggling are putting American food sources at risk. People and businesses are smuggling live birds and poultry products to sell online, in specialty groceries or outdoor markets. They may think they are simply catering to their customers' tastes, but what they are really importing is trouble. Importing outside USDA safeguards is not only illegal, it threatens American food production. Smuggled poultry products or smuggled birds can bring in diseases, such as exotic Newcastle disease or avian influenza, bird flu, into the U.S. We need your help to make sure that what is grown and raised here stays safe from foreign pests and disease. If you suspect a business is importing or selling illegal birds or poultry products, call the Agriculture Hotline at 1-800-877-3835. You can make an anonymous report or find out exactly which products are prohibited. America's food supply is too important to let smugglers put it at risk. Report smuggled birds and poultry products.
A message from the United States Department of Agriculture.
As I went through school, one giant question loomed over me. What did I want to be? But in order to know what I wanted to be, I had to first decide what I wanted to make. I wanted to make more. So I became a teacher. Now I make learning a privilege, not a chore. And frustration, a tool, not an obstacle. I make working hard seem easy, and giving up impossible. I make an old subject feel like a fresh thought, and unconventional methods common. I make material things less important, and little things like patience and kindness count. I make weekdays more exciting than weekends, and classrooms feel like anything but. I make things different, which is all I ever hoped for. I'm a teacher. I make more.
Find out how you can make more at teach.org. Make more. Teach. Brought to you by Teach and the Ad Council.
There's no place like home.
Getting home safely is just a click away. Find the right seat for your little one's age and size. Visit safercar.gov/the right seat for more information. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Keeping it real, I'm your host, Reverend Al Sharpton, and we are back. And let's go back to Hubert in Round Rock, Texas. Hubert was telling us he has been visiting some of the churches and challenging them. Go ahead, Hubert. Hello? I don't hear Hubert. Let me move on into Virginia Beach to Dorothy. Dorothy, you're keeping it real with Al Sharpton.
How you doing, Reverend Al? I'm nursing a cold. I hope
I'm
you can
all
hear
right.
me. How are
I'm
you?
fighting one. I think all this.
No.
All
I
this
had a
running
flu
between.
shot, too.
Well, running between these climates, I think almost got me, but I think I beat it. But go ahead.
I hope so. Them hot toddies help a lot. I want to say, I hope I can say this and not offend anybody. I'm getting so tired of hearing about that Bill Cosby stuff. Bill Cosby know what he did was wrong. And I want to just say this first. If he get down on his knees and he pray and ask them women to forgive him and God to forgive him, he will. And just make them women whole. That's all I want to say. Because he did, after all, people done turned their back. He did used to make us laugh. Because I used to have depression sometimes, and I used to look at those tapes of his, and they used to make me laugh. He needs to get on his knees, and God will forgive you. And you got to ask the forgiveness of all them women and make them whole. Can I say this, Reverend Al? I was getting my newspaper Sunday, and I turned on C-SPAN, and I saw you on there. And I said, oh, my God, that's Reverend Al. And Reverend Al, you was sharp, you was bold, and you know what? You didn't break. Any question they threw at you, and they always got something with them that's nasty and ugly. Yep. They gave some nasty phone calls to you, and you handled it just like a champ. I say bravo to you. I do. You didn't get rattled one time.
Thank you. Thank you for your call. No, on Saturday morning, you're right, they played it back probably Sunday. I did C-SPAN before the march. And a lot of the staff at National Action Network said, man, don't do that. They get all these calls. They're going to give you crazy callers and all that. But I do some of those shows because I want people to understand we have nothing to hide, no reason not to entertain any of that stuff. I do talk radio every day. And that's why when people talk about, well, I couldn't find Reverend Al, I'm the easiest guy in the world to find. I'm on radio 3 hours a day. I'm on TV at night. I have offices all over the country. If you try to get in touch with me and couldn't, you just didn't want to. Now, if you want a private meeting, just you and I, that's a whole different. Ain't enough hours a day for me to meet with everybody. But don't say you can't get a message through to me. I don't know where I am. That's just not true. Afeni in Stone Mountain, Georgia. Afeni, W-A-O-K, Stone Mountain, Georgia. Hello?
Hello, Reverend Al.
Yes.
Thank you for taking my call.
Thank you for calling.
And Reverend Al, I want to say to you, we love you. We love you, and we pray that God will be with you and keep you strong, because we need you in this struggle. And he placed you in this day for this reason. And I know the young people, they get upset, but they're frustrated, Reverend Al. It's not directed towards you. It's not directed towards you personally. They are outraged and frustrated, as we all are.
That's right.
And so don't, when you see them act up, it's okay. It's okay for them to voice their opinions. But we're not going to take it personal because I'm frustrated. I'm 60. How old am I? I'm not going to tell my age. But anyway, I'm over 60. But I understand the frustration from these young people. And it's not directed at you. It's not directed at you personally. We are just fed up.
No, we are. And I think you are right. And I don't take it personally. That's why, when some young people come to march wanted to be heard before I got there. When I got there, I brought them on stage and let them be heard. They are frustrated and want to be heard. And people try to make it and try to exploit them. They feel like nobody's hearing them. That's why I took them up myself. You didn't watch it on TV and introduced them. Let them be heard. There's nothing wrong with it. Now I'm gonna make sure they ain't gonna say nothing that'll hurt them families. Because I remember we let some guys speak in Sanford, Florida. They got them said we're gonna put a $10,000 bounty on George Zimmerman's head, and we said no, we can't do that. But those young people didn't say nothing wrong. Those young people out there struggling, and they need to be heard and respected. And they're going to respect everybody else. That's all.
And Reverend Al, I want to say before I hang up, we need to, like you keep saying, we need sustained indignation. We have to, every single week in every city across America, we need to do a die-in and a protest march. We have to keep it going. And I'm one of the ones that's going, I'm personally participating. I've got my signs in the back of the trunk of my car right now. And one of the signs say, I can't breathe.
Yep.
And the other one is hands up, don't shoot. I'm not playing. This is serious. We got to keep
it going.
We got to keep it going across the country. I think weekly we need to have a protest march.
Yep. I love it. Thank you so much for your call. And thank you, Afeni, for your spirit. Tony in Washington, D.C. Tony? Tony's not there. Jay in Cincinnati, WDBZ in Cincinnati. Jay?
How you doing, Reverend?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing real good. First of all, I'm sitting here listening, and I'm not going to take up too much of your time. Great dialogue, great support. I'm going to cut straight to the chase with you. I really want to hear you talk a little bit about one thing and one thing only. It's clear that people are upset across the country. It's also clear that people globally are looking at the United States as if to say, how can you tell us about our human rights when you are probably one of the biggest offenders against a demographic in your own country? So you've got all these different movements going. You've got marches all over the place, and people are wondering how, and I'd like your opinion on this, can we unify this particular movement and do not discard or discount anyone in the process? I was very much aware of the incident that happened at the march with the young folks from Ferguson. I read their tweets. And you're
some young folk, because you got to remember, Reverend Lee and other young folk in Ferguson were in a different group. There is no one young folk for anywhere or old folk for anywhere. But go ahead.
I guess my question to you is what I'm hearing, and I represent a rather large constituency, and that's why I called you directly on your show. Is how would you, since you were there when Martin did what he did back in the 60s?
No, I wasn't. I was a kid then. I came right after he got killed. I was 13 when he was killed. But go ahead.
You were alive. Right. That's what I mean.
But see, let me put it this way, Jay. Dr. King wasn't able to bring everybody together. In fact, from what I learned, I got very close with his son and his wife. He was trying to talk about fasting until everyone came together, because there was the fight with the Black Power contingent and the Black Revolutionaries and the Civil Rights. This is not new. I think that the opportunity we have, and I feel your spirit, is to learn from those old divisions and say, let's not make the same mistake again, because they use those divisions to destroy some groups and kill Dr. King. And we cannot repeat history and then lead to the same kinds of things where they, in the divisions, play us off against each other. Because at the end of the day, what are we fighting each other about? So you got some young people that was running the program. Other young people say, we from Ferguson, we want to be heard. And the young people say, well, you're not on our program. That's when I got there, I said, let them speak. Because what they're saying is all the same thing. So why aren't we together anyway? If we all are for justice for the families, and if the families are all saying we're here together, then what is the basis of the division? Who gets the credit? Give everybody credit. Or give nobody credit if you don't get anything done. And I think that's where it's going to come down to. Go ahead, Jay.
Quick question. I'm 100% in agreement with you on that, but let me ask you this question here. How can organizations continue the effort with what your folks are doing and other organizations around the United States? How can organizations partner with and participate in not only local marches, but I assume there's going to be a massive national march? How can people continue to keep this going? It's not live in the moment, but live in the movement. How can we do that?
I think that we've got to do, like I said, there's a Tuesday meeting, and I think I'm going to put out on the airwaves, and everybody else is, and I think that we've got to open the door to everybody to come in, everybody, and then we all have to agree to how we going to do that national move, and your group and everybody else's group have input. But the thing that we've got to do, Jay, is to say to people, now, if we all have input, those that are not in it, then if you don't want to be in it, fine. But don't come in at the end and say you was excluded.
Right, because you had a chance to come in the door when we opened the door.
I'm talking about this every day on there for 8 days. So, I mean, yeah, go ahead.
Here's what everybody's wondering. We're marching, we're making noise, we've got attention. The media, of course, has called it a leaderless movement. That means they're looking for a head to chop off, but we won't worry about that.
Right.
But what are the goals to justice?
The goals, I've been very clear. The goals from Saturday is we want a law about the threshold in terms of making federal cases, that the state prosecutors prosecute the case, not the county prosecutors, and that the Justice Department have a division dealing with policing and prosecution. That's the legislative goal. And that the Justice Department deal with the Garner case and the Brown case. and supporting Emmanuel Cleaver's legislations on camera on cops. Very specific goal. But keep listening, Jay, because we need your group. We need everybody in. Let's take a break. We'll be right back. Keeping it real. Shopton. Right after this.
With a Sam's Club membership, you get incredible savings every time you shop. Hurry in to find amazing gifts for everyone on your list. There's still time to get perfect gifts at prices you'll love, like a $100 iTunes gift card for only $85, and a Keurig 2.0 brewing system with 42 K-Cups for just $129.98. Order from samsclub.com before December 22nd and get guaranteed delivery by Christmas. Join and save. Sam's Club. Life is better when you're in the club. See club for details.
Health Markets Insurance Agency is the DBA of InSphere Insurance Solutions Incorporated, licensed in all states. Service and product availability varies. Agents may be compensated based on your enrollment.
Attention Americans with no health insurance. The clock is ticking. With Obamacare, the law says you must have health insurance for 2015, or you may have to pay a tax penalty that's about to double. With thousands of health insurance plans, Health Markets Insurance Agency can help you get the government subsidies you deserve to help you lower the cost of your health insurance. With copays, deductibles, out-of-network, and more, figuring this out on your own may be too complicated. At Health Markets, we can help you find the right coverage at the best price guaranteed. And our service is free. The deadline for enrollment is coming fast, so don't put off getting the health insurance the law says you must have, or risk paying a double tax penalty. Call for your free quote and see how simple we can make it to help you get the affordable insurance you need. Call 800-316-6906. That's 800-316-6906. 800-316-6906.
Psst. It's me, your bathroom medicine cabinet. I see you naked, know how often you floss, and watch you pluck unsightly hairs. I can keep a secret, but you need to know. Your kids have been taking your prescriptions to get high. I couldn't keep it quiet because prescription drug abuse now causes more deaths than cocaine and heroin ODs combined. So please, mind your meds. For tips on safeguarding your meds and your family, visit the Partnership for Drug-Free Kids at drugfree.org.
Play Fast Play, bling bling bucks, and get a free $1 Fast Play candy cane cash ticket for a limited time. Win more, win faster. Play Fast Play, only from the DC Lottery. Lots of people win.
And now, the DC Lottery winning number result for today, Monday, December 15, 2014, midday draw. The DC3 numbers are 617. That's 617. The DC4 numbers are 7099. That's 7099. And the DC5 numbers are 80999. That's 80999. Congratulations to the winners.
Good afternoon, I'm Doug Parrish. Here's the latest from News1.com, brought to you in part by Prince George's County. From college and pro sports to great holiday shows, Prince George's is the place to be. Well, police are searching for a lone suspect in a double stabbing near the Rockville Metro Rail station. 2 men were stabbed and were taken to a hospital this morning. Police say it looks like an argument at a nearby coffee shop preceded the stabbings. Virginia Governor Terry McAuliffe is unveiling a package of new gun control measures. During a speech in Arlington this afternoon, the governor proposed a number of measures, including one that would keep guns away from those convicted of domestic violence. Good news for those of you who use the MARC commuter train. Service on the Camden line is back to normal this afternoon. And the news brought to you in part by Maryland Live Casino. Get free slot play through December 24th at Live Casino at Arundel Mills. I'm Doug Parrish. When you're looking for news for Black America, go to News1.com.
This station is conducting a test of the emergency alert system. This is only a test.
Welcome back to the Dog Show. Up next, we have Satchmo. Satchmo is a member of the Shelter Pet Group.
That's right, a group known especially for their couch-snuggling, ball-chasing, face-licking, tail-wagging, backyard-hanging, and, of course, companionship.
And what breed would you say Satchmo is?
I'd have to go with maybe a lavish terrier-hound chihuahua-looking kind of mix.
Tremendous dog.
I'd also like to point out Satchmo's coloring, a white, gray, brown, black brindle, simply marvelous.
You know, it's such a treat to watch a dog like this.
Now, let's see him in action.
Look how he makes eye contact with his person.
That's actually known as the treat stare.
How intuitive. And now he appears to be excitedly turning in circles.
Ah, the happy dance, so common with this group.
And finally, the loving face lick.
It's great how he just gets in there and, well, licks.
Fantastic. But really, the best way to know an amazing shelter pet like Satchmo is to meet one.
Visit theshelterpetproject.org today. Adopt.
Brought to you by Maddie's Fund, the Humane Society of the United States, and the Ad Council.
Welcome, NBA fans. Tonight's NBA
Man, nothing beats seeing an NBA game in person.
Hey, buddy, thanks again for driving. So, where are our seats?
Oh, we're sitting right around the corner. Hey, but before we do anything, let me stop for a second at the designated driver booth and make the pledge.
Excuse me, sir. Did you say designated driver?
Yeah, I'm the designated driver tonight.
Congratulations. You are a winner. And for being the designated driver and always buckling up every trip, every time, you have won the adoration of your friends and family who will get home safely from the game.
Cool.
Your prize also includes the gratitude of all of the drivers on the road who won't have to fear for their lives. And finally, you've won the chance to follow your favorite NBA team to the NBA Finals because responsibility has its rewards.
Woo! Yeah!
To find out more, visit the designated driver booth at the arena or visit rhir.org. A message from this station and Team Coalition.
Looking for uncommon talent? Meet the Grads of Life. They're not the typical candidates you're used to, but they're exactly who your company needs. An ideal fit for entry-level positions, internships, and even mentorships. Go to gradsoflife.org to learn more. Brought to you by the Ad Council and gradsoflife.org.
This is Morgan Freeman. Colorectal cancer is the second leading cancer killer of men and women over 50. Doesn't always cause symptoms, but it can be prevented. Get screened.
A message from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
Stop using the dope. Wake up. Yeah. Wonder what you tell me now. Wonder what you tell me now.
Keeping it real, I'm your host, Reverend Al Sharpton, and we're back Hot Button Monday. Whatever's on your mind, whatever's in your heart. Let's go to Sharon in Detroit, WCHB 1200. Sharon?
Reverend Al, bless your heart and bless the anointing that's on your life, sir. I was at the march. Thank you, sir. I was at the march. I was walking around with my poster board saying the vision shall come to pass. Michael Gardner, federal law, and Mike Brown, federal law. Eric Gardner and Michael Brown, federal law. And I was happy to meet the parents. They was really excited about the design. They took pictures with it. But I had cameras all in my face on Saturday, and they just simply asked, what's the federal law? And I said, simply and plain, I said, any officer that is involved in a fatal shooting, a federal implementation must be in place, meaning that it won't even go or have a chance to hit the state or local government. Number two, I said there has to be a timeline of at least 4 hours on each police report. There is no time for no wiggle room. You can't not put a false statement in a template of truth. You can only put truth with truth. False can only fit in a false statement. There's no wiggle room.
All right. Wow. Thank you, Sharon. Thank you for being at the march with your sign. Charles in Cleveland, WERE 1490. Charles.
Hello, Reverend Al. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Okay. Well, my name is Kenny. She got it wrong. It's Kenny from Cleveland. Reverend Al, correct me if I'm wrong. A homicide means that someone was murdered, right? It was a murder committed?
A homicide means that there was the cause of death was that someone committed it. Yes, the question is that sometimes they will not prosecute a homicide as a murder. But a homicide, the definition, you're correct, is that it was caused by another party.
Okay, so the grand jury, it's kind of strange. The grand jury didn't indict the officer for the homicide. I mean, I don't really understand that, you know.
No, I don't either. Don't feel like you confused. No one does. You can't have a homicide and say that it is justified, and you don't even have a trial. You only hear one side of it, whatever the prosecutor put in there. I mean, it's unheard of. That is why there's such an outrage around the country. This is unbelievable. I don't know how you even begin to act like this makes sense.
Before let you go. Hello?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, nothing. How come we're always the ones getting shot and killed unarmed, but when a Caucasian person have a gun or something, for example, the case in Pennsylvania, when the guy shot the state trooper and wounded another one, they didn't put a knee in his back or a bullet in his body. I mean, we are always the ones that's getting killed. And another thing, I hate when Sean Hannity and Megyn Kelly talk about you. It burns me up because why they are so closed-minded, so racist. It don't happen to them; it happens to us. So I don't understand. I don't know. But I watch you every night. I got you on tape right now. When I get home, it's going to be on. It's going to be taping. And I listen to you every day on the radio. Thanks, Reverend Al.
Thank you. Thank you for your call. Keep listening, y'all. Let's go to Captain in Seattle. Captain?
Hey, Dr. Sharpton, how you doing, sir? Sharpton?
I'm good. How are you?
Hello? Can you hear me?
Yes.
How you doing, sir?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm just still hoarse from that march. I think that we as people ought to keep this pressure on tougher and stronger than ever before, because I have learned just off of this march that there's power in numbers. The more we have, the more pressure we put on them, the quicker it gets done. That's all I'm going to say. See you at the next one, bro.
All right, Captain, and you're right. There is power in numbers, and I like that. Captain said that, and he'll be at the next one. Thank you for that. Let's go to Andre in Chicago. 1-877-532-5797. 1-877-532-5797.
Hello there, Reverend. How you doing?
I'm fine. How are you?
Okay, Reverend, I got a couple of things I want to say. The first thing I want to say, I was very disappointed because I wanted to leave Chicago and come to the march, and I tried unyieldingly to make some sort of contact with the National Network, and I kept getting a runaround. Finally, I got a phone number of a Bishop Dukes in Chicago, and I repeatedly called that number, and the mailbox was full, and the mailbox is still full as we speak. After I was unsuccessful there, I tried to call Operation Push and find a bus leaving Chicago, and I couldn't find no buses or no communication there. So the next time around this is planned, I'd like to know if you can maybe emphasize a better mode of communication.
I would definitely do that. Because I know that some people in Chicago wanted to step up, and they didn't because others said they would. So I will definitely make sure that myself. I'm glad you said that on the air because I heard that same confusion in Chicago, Andre. Thank you. But go ahead. Hello?
Why should we wait for them to put together legislation for us? Why can't we put together legislation for this police brutality and try and get them to do something about these grand jury proceedings and all that stuff? This is how we get in trouble. We wait for them to set
Oh, no, we ain't waiting. That is why we have begun. That's why we were Saturday. That is why Emmanuel Cleaver is putting a bill in. We are drafting it ourselves and bringing it in. No, you're absolutely right. If you waited on them, we'd be waiting forever. They don't intend to do anything. We have to have the intent. Thank you for your call, and again, we will correct that. Thank you so much. Let's go to Camilla. Camilla, I believe, is saying in Somerville, Georgia.
Hi, Al Sharpton. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. Hey, it's a shame that, the police officers have to kill African American men, right? That's a shame. It's uncalled for. But at the same time, we are killing each other. That's not right either.
Well, that's exactly right.
Yeah, as a community, we have to come together, as like Dr. King wanted us to. But we're not doing that, and something has to be done. It has to be done. A change has to come, some way, somehow.
All right, thank you for your call. I don't disagree with that at all. Let's go to Bernadette in Chicago. Bernadette.
Hey, Reverend Al, long time no talk to. This is the same Bernadette who encouraged you to ask for the money. So you get to go around the country and do things. Yes, and you're so fantastic and wonderful. Reverend Al, last week I wanted to call, but you were top heavy with calls. There should be a moratorium throughout this entire country on shooting black men, boys, women, and girls. Since the police don't know how to apprehend suspected persons, even if they're not really suspect, they should not be shooting them. They should be tasering. They should use their clubs. They should use anything but a pistol. Unless, of course, they've been shot first. Even at that, they've managed to subdue people who are not black. It's almost unheard of to hear of them killing a white person because that white person kept moving when they said don't move. And I think there's a law against shooting and killing any person in America, in most states, because they have walked away or they've run away. Isn't that accurate?
That they have walked away or run away from what?
From the police. I just heard that last week. I think on maybe WVON during a talk show that there was a law that was instituted. I thought in most states that you cannot shoot to kill someone who's running away from the police, walking away from the police, not allowing themselves to be apprehended. But my first point is there should be a moratorium on shooting any more of us. Because if they want to use us for target practice, they could have shot in the hand, shot in the leg, shot in the toe. Why shoot to kill? Everybody should not be shot to kill.
That is very true. Let's take a break. We'll be right back. Keeping it real. Shopton. We'll be right back.
Breaking news. The issues, the stories affecting you. Now here's the news from News1.com.
I'm Ebony McMorris. Dozens of congressional staff members are protesting non-indictments in the deaths of Michael Brown and Eric Gardner. In an organized walkout, they gathered on the Capitol Hill steps Thursday for a prayer service with Senate Chaplain Barry Black leading the way.
Forgive us when we have failed to lift our voices for those who couldn't speak or breathe for themselves.
He says they not only have a right, but in some ways a responsibility to speak out.
May we not forget that in our national history, injustice has often been maintained because good people failed to promptly act.
A compromise bill to keep the government funded has passed in the House and will be taken up soon by the Senate.
With Republicans lined up to support the $1.1 trillion measure and President Obama pushing Democrats to vote yes, the bill to fund government agencies into next year was passed. Texas Congressman Lloyd Doggett was among those objecting to the GOP added provision to ease banking regulations.
A big bow on a holiday gift for the Wall Street contributors.
But Virginia's retiring Congressman Jim Moran said,
"This is why our government functions, because we're willing to compromise."
Final vote 219 to 206. Jackie Quinn, Washington.
Cheaper gas prices are driving down wholesale prices in the U.S. The Labor Department says its producer price index fell by 0.2% in November. Analysts say the sharper than expected drop shows little inflation pressure, even though the nation's economy is growing. For all the news 24/7, go to news1.com. I'm Ebony McMorris.
How would you like to get VIP club access or seats at select concerts coming to your city? Now you can with one VIP card from American Express Serve. It's your full-service reloadable prepaid account with one VIP loyalty access and no credit check, no minimum balance, and no hidden fees. With this card, you have access to American Express benefits and VIP treatment for just $1 a month. Let me tell you more about it. With one VIP loyalty access, you get exclusive access to events, get up close and personal with artists, hang in the VIP section of the club, or get VIP premium seats at select shows. Need more information? To learn more and sign up for one VIP card from American Express Serve, go to onevipcard.com. That's onevipcard.com. Terms, fees, and restrictions apply. Go to onevipcard.com for more details. The Tom Joyner Foundation Fantastic Voyage is going to be the biggest party of 2015. You already know about Jennifer Hudson, Earth, Wind & Fire, LL Cool J, and TLC, just to name a few. Well, now we've added more. We're bringing Motown to the Fantastic Voyage with the Jacksons and Dennis Edwards Temptations. We have New Jack Swing and Teddy Riley, plus hip-hop with Juvenile, Bones Thugs and Harmony, and female MCs too, Lady of Rage, Trina, Moni Love, The Brat, and that's just a few of them. Go to blackamericaweb.com and see all of the entertainment we're partying with from the 70s, the funk, the 2000s, the 80s, and the comedy. Yes, George Wallace is coming with Lavelle Crawford, Bill Bellamy, and more. It's too much to tell you here, so call 972-980-SAIL to book. The Tom Joyner Foundation Fantastic Voyage.
This is an important announcement for anyone with a student loan who is having trouble making their monthly payments. Pay attention. There is a special toll-free hotline that has been set up especially for you. Grab a pen and take down this number or put it in your cell phone, but call 1-800-436-1225. That's 1-800-436-1225. When you call the Federal Student Loan Relief Hotline, you will get free information to help you relieve the overwhelming financial burden of an ongoing endless student loan. If you are behind, late on payments, or even in default on your student loan, Federal Student Loan Relief can help you. You can cut your payments in half right away. Federal Student Loan Relief will also stop the harassing phone calls, wage garnishments, and even remove tax liens. But you have to call 1-800-436-1225. Federal Student Loan Relief has helped thousands of people just like you fix their student loan problem. Call 1-800-436-1225 for free information today. That's 1-800-436-1225.
Psst. Yeah, you. It's me, your heart. Listen to me. We've got to talk. High blood pressure is serious, and yours? Whoa. What happened to us? We used to be so much more active. But lately you've been ignoring me. I know you think I'm just gonna keep ticking away forever, but you're wrong. You can do so much more to control your high blood pressure. Doing the minimum isn't doing enough. I'm under a lot of pressure and can quit whenever I want. Bet you didn't know that. But I like my job. Just treat me better. Check on me. Give me something green to nibble on every once in a while. And maybe we can do some exercise on occasion. Let's get to it. After all, we're in this together.
Listen to your heart. Don't let it quit on you. High blood pressure can lead to a stroke, heart attack, or death. Get your blood pressure to a healthy range before it's too late. Find out how at heart.org/blood pressure. Check, change, control. A message from the American Heart Association, the American Stroke Association, and the Ad Council.
When I grow up, I want to be a new pair of blue jeans.
When I grow up, I want to be a kid's first computer.
When I grow up, I want to be a glass countertop in a new home.
When I grow up, I want to be a kid's best birthday present.
When I grow up, I want to be a football stadium.
When I grow up, I want to be a warm fleece on a cold day.
When I grow up, I want to be a fancy backsplash.
I want to be a bike that races around the country. When I grow up, I want to be a bench on a forest trail.
I want to be a rocking chair on a sunny porch.
I want to be a skyscraper.
I want to be a When I grow up, I don't want to be a piece of garbage. And if you recycle me, I won't be.
Give your garbage another life. Recycle. Learn how at iwanttoberecycled.org. A public service advertisement brought to you by Keep America Beautiful and the Ad Council.
As I went through school, one giant question loomed over me. What did I want to be? But in order to know what I wanted to be, I had to first decide what I wanted to make. I wanted to make more. So I became a teacher. Now I make learning a privilege, not a chore. And frustration, a tool, not an obstacle. I make working hard seem easy, and giving up impossible. I make an old subject feel like a fresh thought, and unconventional methods common. I make material things less important, and little things like patience and kindness count. I make weekdays more exciting than weekends, and classrooms feel like anything but. I make things different, which is all I ever hoped for. I'm a teacher. I make more.
Find out how you can make more at teach.org. Make more. Teach. Brought to you by Teach and the Ad Council.
Every day I wake up at 5 to give Dad his medicine. Every day I wake up at 5 to give Dad his medicine. At 6 I make his breakfast. Every day I wake up at 5 to give Dad his medicine. At 6 I make his breakfast. At 7 I shower. Every day I wake up
For those caring for a loved one, we hear you. That's why AARP created a community to help us better care for ourselves and the ones we love. Visit aarp.org/caregiving. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
If you're celebrating with alcohol this holiday season, designate a driver or call Sober Ride at 1-800-200-TAXI for a free ride home. That's 1-800-200-TAXI.
1450 WOL, Washington, D.C. and WPRS HD2 Waldorf, Washington. A Radio 1 station and worldwide at WOLDCnews.com.
Sing for our children.
Keeping it real. I'm your host, Reverend Al Sharpton, and we're back. And it's Hot Button Monday. Whatever's on your mind, whatever's in your heart. Let's go back to the phones. Let's go to Leon in St. Louis. Leon?
Hey, Reverend Al. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing fine. Always good to talk to you. You know, Reverend Al, the thing about, we've been facing police brutality from white policemen for years and years, and I recently heard a story about a guy back in the 40s. His name was Isaac Woodard. I don't know if you're familiar with him or not.
No.
But he was a soldier. He had just came home. He had fought in World War II. Just came home. Still had his uniform on. And he was riding a bus in the South, I believe it was in South Carolina. And the bus came to a stop. He wanted to use the restroom, so he asked the bus driver, could he use the restroom? The bus driver cussed him, and, he cussed him back. Because, I guess he figured that he had gained some rights if he had just got out of the war. Anyway, the next stop they came to, there was 2 police officers waiting on him. And when he got off the bus, they grabbed him, they beat him in the head with a nightstick. And Reverend Al, one of the police officers took his nightstick and hit both his eyes out. He was 23 years old.
Where did this happen?
This happened, and I believe it happened in South. You can Google him, Isaac Woodard. I believe it happened in South Carolina. I might be wrong about that, but it was in the South. But his name is Isaac Woodard. The police, the sheriff took his nightstick and poked both his eyes out. They beat him so bad they took him to jail. He stayed in jail for 2 days before he received any kind of medical attention, and he was blinded for the rest of his life. He was only 23 years old. He died in 1992. And but the thing about it is that, when I heard that story, it was just unbelievable to me that, we've suffered the atrocities that we have suffered over the years with these police officers, with police brutality, the police using the so-called law to stand behind as a right to do whatever they want to do to us. Yeah. And it's just heartbreaking to hear that. The thing is, I just applaud you for doing the things that you do in terms of making an effort. Like you were saying earlier, you're out making an effort to try to get something done. There's so many people that are not doing anything, that are sitting back criticizing whatever. I heard about a particular professor, which I won't call his name, and a commentator, that talk about Barack Obama. For some reason, they got this thing about President Obama. But they also, and I look at, well, what is it that you're doing to help the cause? And I don't see anything they're doing other than just criticizing, trying to keep the name of the public.
And I think that's a good point, Lee. I think at the end of the day, as I told somebody, and thank you for your call, Leon, that as I told somebody in New Orleans yesterday, at the end of the day, when we get through with all of this other stuff, they choked Michael Gardner on tape to death. They shot and killed unarmed Michael Brown. Same thing with the young man John Crawford in Ohio. Same thing with this child, 12-year-old Tamir Rice. At the end of the day, whether you like me or not, whether you support NAN, NAACP or not, those are facts. And you can deal with it. We can deal with it. We can do it together, separately, whatever. But those are the facts. And everything else is immaterial. And all of this other talk, I really believe, is inspired by a lot of people that are not doing anything, and that rather than people look at them and say, why ain't you doing something, they cover it by jumping on everybody else. Because let me tell you something. If you look at how brutal it is to have a grand jury system set up that will surpass all that, in the face of that, to be talking about who you like and who you don't like is crazy. Young man laying out on the ground 4.5 hours that should have never been shot, and all you going to talk about what leader you don't like? It's crazy. What does that got to do with anything? First of all, who cares who you don't like or who I don't like? What does that got to do with anything? Red Mal, I don't know about you. I ain't crazy about you, but what does that have to do with anything? Richard in Detroit, WCHB 1200. You keeping it real with Al Sharpton.
Yeah, how you doing, Al Sharpton?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm fine. I kind of like lost my train of thought from the caller telling the story about the service guy getting his eyes out.
Wow.
Oh, that kind of really shook me up. But I'm a first-time caller, and I'm kind of nervous. But what a concern was saying, like, every other group can have a march and this and that, and they can have a rally for this and that, and it's no problem. But, like, every time it's our people, no matter what we do or where we at, I think of the phrase of out of sight, out of mind. What they want us to have the rally back in the alley or something so they can't see us, you know? So that's where I was going with that.
No, that's a real good point. That's a real good point, Richard. If we had had the rally and nobody saw it, it would have been no complaint. If we called a rally and 1,000 people showed up rather than over 50,000, they would have been happy. I mean, it's just crazy. The only reason everybody's all up in it is because it did put the issue out front and it did succeed the numbers. And I got that. I understand that you got people that are motivated by a lot of different things, but I'm keeping my eye on the prize and moving forward. That's all. Let's go to Jim in Tampa. Jim, you keeping it real with Al Shelton.
Listen, I just want to make a comment. A number of people call in with this observation that the police don't have to shoot to kill somebody. They can shoot in the foot or the arm or the hand or whatever. And that is just not police policy, and it's good that it's not. Generally, police policy in general is don't shoot. Police are appropriately trained. Do not shoot anybody unless it's essential, unless somebody's life is in danger. And at that point, shoot to disable. And if shooting to disable results in somebody dying, then that's just an unfortunate consequence. What we've seen sometimes is people just, as some police officers just not facing that. Very dangerous to talk about police. Well, just shoot to scare somebody or shoot to graze them or shoot them in the leg. People get hurt. You might be trying to shoot somebody in the leg and you do kill them, or you might shoot an innocent bystander. It's a major event to fire a gun. And so appropriately, police should not shoot. But if the situation calls for it, that is to say their own life, the life of some innocent bystanders or somebody else is involved, that's what it's for. And that's
well, then let me ask you this. Suppose if the circumstance doesn't call for that.
Then they should not shoot. But that's a management decision a police officer is supposed to be trained to make. And granted, they misuse that for some police officers.
And that's where the law comes in. If they misuse it, then the law is supposed to be there to protect the citizen. You can't just call it a misuse. If they shoot somebody that they shouldn't have and killed them, you just can't say, oops. You taking a life unjustifiably.
What I'm saying is nobody should be firing a gun except certainly that's a management decision, and some people are making the wrong decision. But it's certainly absolutely intolerant to say, well, just shoot somebody to scare them or just shoot them to hurt them. No, if a gun's going to be fired, who knows what's going to happen? So it better be well indicated before.
In the cases that we're talking about, though, there were no guns used but the guns of the policemen. Except in Eric Gardner, where it wasn't even a gun. He choked the man to death.
No, I don't know about Ferguson. The story that the police officer tells us that his life might well have been in danger. Just because somebody doesn't have a gun doesn't mean that they're not capable.
A 6'4" police officer said a 6'6" young man coming toward him, his life was in danger. He had to shoot 12 times.
Well, that's something.
I think that we should have went to trial because I fail to see the logic in that. That's why we should have had a trial. Let's take a break. We'll be right back. 1-877-532-5797. Shopton, keeping it real. Be right back.
Keeping it real. Keeping it real.
Leighton Watson, Howard University student body president, was one of the speakers during the Justice for All rally. I had a chance to speak with him about a powerful analogy that he gave on America.
What people are starting to see now is a stark contrast between what America is on paper and then what it is in practice. And so when you see hashtags like criming while white start developing and white people start picking up on the fact that there is this stark irony, then ultimately, I think that will lead to the change that we need to see at the Capitol building. But this is the first step in acknowledging that there are problems that we have to have, and a light has been shown on these issues, most recently with this policing issue.
And when I asked him about the times that we're in, he was very clear that things are changing.
Do you think that this is something that's just going to die away, or do you think this is cause for people to actually move and go into action?
Yeah, this is different. This to me is a culmination of the frustration that people have been feeling for years and years and years. And at some point, if you keep slapping people in the face, they're going to stand up and say enough is enough.
We've also heard the slogan, people saying hands up, don't shoot. But then today we heard fist up, fight back.
I think what you're seeing developing, especially even at Howard, is we're not a monolithic people, right? We're not one voice. And so you're seeing factions develop where we agree the system's broken. Some people say the system's broken, so F the system. Other people saying the system's broken, so let's fix the system. But I think ultimately the two working together in conjunction will create the change that we need to see. It's nothing new. Whenever we've had social movements before, there's always been factions, but ultimately have the same goal in mind.
And for those who were looking for a plan, well, it was articulated by Reverend Al Sharpton.
We're here for three things. One, we need a law on judicial threshold. Second, the Justice Department must have a division funded to deal with this. Thirdly, we must have the power of special prosecutors, not the local prosecutors.
For all the news 24/7, go to news1.com. I'm Ebony McMorris.
The following is an important notice to all U.S. taxpayers. The IRS is currently accepting reduced settlements for those with back taxes and unfiled tax returns, making millions of Americans legally eligible to settle their tax liability for a fraction of what they owe. Due to laws currently in place, you only have a limited amount of time that the IRS will accept tax settlements, so you must act now. Failure to take action now may result in wage garnishment, bank levies, property seizure, penalties, and fees. Find out now if you qualify for a reduced settlement or other favorable programs by calling 911 Tax Relief at 800-824-4938. You'll receive a free consultation by an experienced tax professional who understands how the system works and how to get you the best settlement possible, potentially eliminating a majority of what you owe and stopping collection efforts against you. Call now before it's too late. Dial 800-824-4938. 800-824-4938. That's 800-824-4938.
Health Markets Insurance Agency is the DBA of Inspire Insurance Solutions Incorporated, licensed in all states. Service and product availability varies. Agents may be compensated based on your enrollment.
Attention Americans with no health insurance. The clock is ticking. With Obamacare, the law says you must have health insurance for 2015, or you may have to pay a tax penalty that's about to double. With thousands of health insurance plans, Health Markets Insurance Agency can help you get the government subsidies you deserve to help you lower the cost of your health insurance. With copays, deductibles, out-of-network, and more, figuring this out on your own may be too complicated. At Health Markets, we can help you find the right coverage at the best price guaranteed. And our service is free. The deadline for enrollment is coming fast, so don't put off getting the health insurance the law says you must have, or risk paying a double tax penalty. Call for your free quote and see how simple we can make it to help you get the affordable insurance you need. Call 800-316-6906. That's 800-316-6906. 800-316-6906.
WOL Traffic is brought to you by the Foundation for a Better Life. Trouble continues on 295 south in D.C. The crash did clear near Pennsylvania Avenue. Still delays off Benning Road. Northbound heavy off the 11th Street Bridge past East Capitol Street. Also with the earlier just delays. Also the inner loop of the Beltway struggling across the top side. Now at 270 off and on past Georgia Avenue. Then slow towards New Hampshire where the earlier crash towards the Beltway has cleared at the left side. Still a very tough ride across that top side. Winston Churchill's words stirred his country in the face of defeat. Today they inspire us to reach for our own victories. Commitment. Pass it on from the Foundation for Better Life at values.com. Weather is brought to you by Jiffy Lube. It's 57 degrees with sunny skies out right now. Expect lows around 41 degrees. Partly cloudy skies as well. Get your vehicle road ready for the holidays. Stop by Jiffy Lube for routine maintenance, plus check your lights, wipers, and more. Jiffy Lube for wherever the road leads you. I'm Eric Smith for News Talk 1450 AM WOL, where information is power.
One VIP card. There's only one. We stand behind our member benefits and loyalty access. Go to